Hello everybody, it is Josh from the BitBlock here, and today I'm going to be doing a review for the Wave 4 DLC tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Nintendo Switch. Oh, by the way, I should say it is March 10th today, Friday, March 10th, 2023, which of course means it is Mario Day, the holiest of all days. So hopefully you are celebrating with your family. All praise the superb Mario. Let's go! Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? We got a lot to talk about. Look at this. Look at my notes. I've got sticky notes and everything, and I didn't do this much work in school. But when it comes to reviewing Mario Kart DLC tracks, by God, I take it seriously. Okay, let's start with the Fruit Cup. This is, there's some really good ones in this one. Okay, so first up is the Amsterdam Drift track, and this is from Mario Kart Tour on mobile devices. So I just really, I just wrote some random things that I thought about it when I was playing these tracks. I've played each one probably about 3 or 4 times, and so I feel like I am, knowledgeable enough to talk about them, okay? So one of the things that I noticed is, this one's just kind of an, and very quick, I'm gonna rank these out of 5 stars. So we're gonna go 1 to 5 stars. Okay. So Amsterdam Drift, this is a 2-star track for me. I am not very impressed with this one. It is yet again one of these real world cities. I don't like these tracks generally. I find them to be boring. They don't feel like they belong in a Mario game. I don't like these. But I will say, there are some cinematic moments in this one, like when you're jumping over the train, and then after that there's like a bunch of windmills, so there's some little moments in this that I was like, oh, that's kind of cinematic. That's always fun when you're racing in a course, and it feels, a little bit more exciting, things going on. It's not just so static and, So I did like that. I did like that there's some cinematic moments. There's an underwater area. I thought the underwater area is kind of nice. There's like little ledges you can go up on. That's sort of neat. But this track, it just kind of feels a little bit standard. I don't know. I wasn't really moved by this one particularly. I do like the big field of tulips at the end of the track, or towards the end. That's pretty cute. That gives off some neat feelings, some neat atmosphere. I almost wish, it kind of got me thinking it would be neat for a Mario Kart track to just have even more of that kind of stuff, where you're in a lot of flower fields and a lot of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Amsterdam Drift, I don't really approve of this one that much. It's a 2 out of 5 stars. The music by the way, the little sticky notes are where I wrote my notes for the music. Very well cataloged here. So the music, I don't like it that much either. It reminds me of ARMS. Remember ARMS from the early days of the Switch? The music track is a little bit meh for me. It's got I wrote on my sticky notes, Horka Storka sounds. Horka Storka being like the music, it kind of sounds like this, the music sounds like it's this sort of thing, Horka Storka Stuka. I don't like this track. Let's move on, shall we? Moving on to, this one's a pretty good one. This is, I got too many papers here. This is Riverside Park for the Game Boy Advance. This was in Mario Kart Super Circuit. This is a pretty good one. I like this one quite a bit. It has some great, beautiful sunset vibes. This is a nice sunset. Look at that. I like the way this looks. Nice and glowy. I also really like, one of the things about this track that's cool is they have the little Patooey plants, which, in case you don't know, in case you're not a Mario nerd like me, the Patooey plant is a piranha plant that's not in its pipe, and it can walk around, and it also spits usually like a spiny or something, but these are spitting items, which is kind of cool. So I love the little Patooey plants. They actually kind of feel like they are a part of the theme of the level. There are so many of them, so I like those. Anytime I get to talk about the Patooey plants, I will take that opportunity. I'm a fan. I'm running on a very pro-Patooey plant agenda, just so you know. It's funny, I really do like this track, but it is kind of simple. I struggle a bit to try and back up my reasoning for liking this one so much. It is a simple track, but it's just got some very pleasant atmosphere. I do feel like it's got a lot of nice curves. Kind of the feeling of going around the curves is pretty cool. I also like, there's an area in this track where vines are hanging over the track, and I just think that, really nice kind of an awning-like vibe going on there. And then I really do enjoy at the very end when you splash out of the cave into a waterfall. And, you know, that's a nice way of ending a track. Splashing out of a waterfall right before the finish line. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I like that a lot. Music! This has got some good music. This is one of the top music tracks in this new lineup of DLC. So jungly. Lots of jungleness going on in this music. I also love the little horns. The little horns kind of give me monkey vibes. Oh, there's monkey vibes in the music. Little. It's just a lot of Donkey Kong flavor going on in that track. This is a 4 out of 5 star track. Like I said, it's simple, but simple should not mean like bad or anything. Simple can be good. And so, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for that one. Moving on, we've got DK Summit for the Wii. Now, if you know me, you know that I love the seasons. I love a good seasonal thing, whether it be summer or autumn with Halloween vibes or snowy Christmas vibes. So I'm always welcoming new tracks that fit those descriptions. So DK Summit from Mario Kart Wii, a lot of people are gonna love this one. It's got a good snowboard vibe to it, this track. And so that's pretty nice. I will say, you know what's weird? At the beginning of this track, you get shot out of a big DK barrel cannon. It doesn't have the impact that it needed in like the animation or whatever and the sound. I recall it being more impactful, more like poof in the Wii game. But it doesn't really have that in this. It feels a little weird, a little awkward, just a little bit. I'm not complaining that much, but it could have been better. I don't know what went on there. It doesn't have the can. I do like the little DK cannon cabin. I like the little cabin around the cannon for some reason. I just like that. And then like the little log cabins around the track in various areas. You can see them below you and stuff. Pretty cool. I will say, having Mount Wario in the same game does cheapen this track a little bit. Mount Wario is kind of doing a lot of the same things that DK Summit did. So I almost wish they would have done a little bit of something visually to differentiate this track from some of the other snowy tracks in the game. Because like DK Pass from Nintendo DS, that could potentially come as DLC. And that one's really similar to this. So we got like Snowy Mountain seems to be something we have a decent amount of. So I kind of wish this one was like maybe cloudy, like a cloudy day with tons of snow, like a blizzard snow conditions. That could be like a fun gimmick with like your even maybe your sight, like the distance is a little foggier and something, just to differentiate the vibe from Mount Wario a bit more. Or maybe even like a sunset, maybe? I don't know if I'd like that, but something to differentiate it visually from Mount Wario. But yeah, it feels mostly the same as the Wii version. They didn't change too many things, but it is a pretty darn good track. I would give this one a 3 out of 5. Now I know what you're thinking. You like the jungle one more than this one? I think I do. Because this one is already kind of in the game with Mount Wario, and, you know, I don't know. I like this one, though. It's solid. As for the music, again, it's not too different from the Wii track of music. And, yeah, it doesn't lose its unique vibes. I feel like the music has a lot of, I don't even know why, but it does have, like, a snowy feeling, the track of music. It's a little bit faster than the Wii track. I feel like the music is just kind of slightly enhanced in DK Summit, but still good. I like how it still has that little 1, 2, 3, 4 little countdown in the middle or in the beginning of it. So yeah, moving on. Oh my god, this is one of the best tracks in the gosh dang game. I am of course talking about Yoshi's Island. This is totally new. This is not a track that has been in the series ever before. So that's always welcome right off the bat, something we've never seen before. Okay, this is a 5-star. I'm just gonna say that right away. This is a 5-star rated track. And for certain tracks, I am gonna actually give a special star, the Platinum Star reward. So this is a 5-star and a Platinum Star. Where do we begin? Okay, Yoshi's Island, it feels like you're on a theme park ride. It is so well done. The flow is wonderful. It has a very lively, it's got lively charm to it everywhere with the characters. We've got Poochie on a little mailbox, and he even barks when you're by him. We've got the stilt guys from Yoshi's Island. We got Blarg. We get to see a couple of the Blargs in several spots. We got the little Goonies. Those are the birds that kind of look like seagulls. And the Huffin' Puffin, the little Huffin' Puffin family running around. And when you bounce into them, they also make a unique Yoshi's Island noise too. So that is pretty neat. I really like the progression of the course as well. You know, it kind of adds to the whole theme park thing I was talking about earlier. So like you're starting out in the flower fields, and then you go in an underwater castle area. You have the diamond caverns, then you're going up a snowy hill, and then you're in the clouds. And it's really cool, and I love how it ends with the little trick. You know, you can hit the little question mark floating around, and that will create a new pathway that you can drive on. And it's a little bit difficult to get that. I don't think that's super easy to do. It's a nice little challenge. So, oh my, this is a great course. Holy smokes. The music. I think this is the best music, this is the best remix of this track of music that I've ever heard. You know, Yoshi's Island music has been remixed before, obviously, Smash Brothers games. This is the best it's ever sounded. It makes me want to makes you kind of want to dance in a goofy fashion, which is really good. I also I mentioned the sound effects a little bit. I like how when you grab the coins in this track, they make the coin noise from Yoshi's Island. When you finish racing, you get a exclusive piece of music, and it's of course the music that you would hear when you finish a level when you're playing Yoshi's Island. And it even has a little starting jingle when you start up the track. So, I mean, yeah, this is what dreams are made of, folks. We're living large, we're eating well when it comes to that track. I really like it. 5 stars and the coveted Platinum Star, which I would have only rewarded that Platinum Star to Merry Mountain in the last DLC pack, Wave 3, the Christmas one. That would have got the Platinum Star. So yeah, moving right along to another cup, the other cup. The Boomerang Cup, which, by the way, that is how you have to pronounce it. Boomerang? No. Boomerang Cup. Okay, so this one is a little less interesting than the first cup, I have to say. So this has Bangkok Rush, which, by the way, it's a very fun word to say, but this one is not good. I actually don't like this track. This is a 1 out of 5 stars. Yeah, that's right. I really don't like this one. I struggle to even care what to say about this one. Nothing really stands out much to me. It's boring. There's big elephant statues. I like that. Those are cool. Those are neat, right? Bouncing on top of some of the awnings of the little vendors that are selling like fruit or whatever. That's, I guess, somewhat unique. You can also do tricks off of boats. There's like little boats in a river. You do trick off of those. Other than that, my friends, this was the low point. Bangkok Rush is the worst track in the DLC as far as I'm concerned. This wave 4 of the DLC. The music is the best part, I put down here. But even the music is just kind of whatever. It's sort of all over the place, and then it also goes nowhere. So I don't even like the music in this one. So, Bangkok Rush. How dare you insult us on Mario Day, Bangkok Rush. Okay, next up, speaking of Mario, let's talk about Mario Circuit. This is a remake of Mario Circuit on Nintendo DS. You know, the Mario and Luigi Circuit tracks are usually pretty basic. You know, they're sort of the standard track to get you going into the Mario Kart game. But even though it's standard, that doesn't mean it can't be fun. And I do like this one. I don't think it's bad. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. Some people might give me some shit for that, but listen, this is my review, okay? But yeah, I just, one of the things I like about this is in Mario 64, you have those iconic ball-shaped trees, where it's like a tree that just looks like a bunch of balls together. I sort of like seeing those in actual 3D, because in Mario 64, they're a 2D image. But in this track, you get to see them as 3D image, or like a whole 3D thing. And I kind of thought those were cool. I like the little spitty piranha plants in the tubes. They're spitting the fireballs at you. When you go into the warp pipe underneath the little tunnel, they have like neon blue lighting. That I thought was a nice little touch, kind of adding little things here and there. I think they go a long way. I love the light beaming through the pine trees in the little forest area that you go through. That is very nice. Again, those little touches can make something that would ordinarily look bland and standard can make it look really nice. It can make it look cool. I love the giant wiggler that's taking a nap in the forest, and then on the last lap, you will see him walking around. He wakes up and he starts walking down the road. Fun little obstacle. That's cool. And then I just like the way Princess Peach's castle looks in this one too. Again, I get it. Some people might be like, Bangkok Rush is better. I don't know. This one's pretty good. I'm not somebody that believes that just because a course is maybe a little more standard, it can't be very enticing and fun and wholesome. Mario Circuit DS is a wholesome track. What did I put about the music? Well, I said it's got a nice solid remix of the Mario Circuit track from DS. It's a good little remix. It's a solid one, right? It's nothing too flashy. And I do like they added like an extra little bottom layer to the music that is new, and it's got like a little bit of a funky vibe to it. They added some little funky in there, it's like underneath the track. That is not what it sounds like, but that was, Last two tracks here. Moving on to Waluigi Stadium, which of course is from perhaps my favorite Mario Kart game of all time, Mario Kart Double Dash on the Nintendo GameCube. For me, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart Double Dash. They're tied. I can't really decide between the two. Double Dash is such a creative game, and it really went in some big, bold directions. So it's always great to see Double Dash tracks added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's like seeing your children getting along together on Christmas morning. So I clearly don't have children. So in this one, I wrote, you know what they did here? It's pretty cool. They really gave it a very muddy vibe. You feel like you're really getting muddy driving around through this. It's muddin' time. I don't know what that means, but I think maybe you will. It's very muddy. I like how they added the big tires on the sideline, but then they also put them in the track as an obstacle to avoid. I also like the little extra decorations of the cranes and the excavators and the dump trucks along the sideline. Almost like this is you can picture them carving out the track like they just got done, and maybe they go in every week or so after the racers have gone through it and they fix it back up or something. It's just really cool. I love the big animatronic piranha plants in this course. I was a little worried they were going to get rid of that. I thought, what if they just put standard piranha plants there? Thankfully, they were smart enough to not do that. So it is cool to see those, make a return. I will say, Yoshi has to bitch about something. One of the cool things about Waluigi Stadium was they had these little signs with eyeballs. They were like arrow signs with eyeballs that would sway back and forth. They got rid of them. And I think those were like a visual... They were like an iconic part of the visual aspect of Waluigi Stadium. So I wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of those. Those were cool. I wanted to see those there. And those, like I said, if you played Double Dash and you've played a lot of this stage, those were like something that's burned in your mind. So I wish those were in there. By the way, in case I forgot to mention, Waluigi Stadium is a 4 out of 5 star rating for me. Very good track. It's got a stadium atmosphere. I really like in the background in the grandstands. The characters have glow sticks, and there's spotlights beaming down on the racers on the track. I will say, I don't know if I like the fact that they made this one at night, because the original one in Double Dash was kind of at night, but it was during a deep sunset. It was almost night, but still a little bit sunset. So if you looked out on the sky, it had a brownish orange color going on. I sort of liked that better. It had a little bit more of a unique flavor to it with that kind of a sky. And this one is just kind of night. So I wish they wouldn't have done that, but not a huge deal. But I think it would have been cooler to keep that kind of brown, that sort of glowy brown orange looking sunset, that deep sunset. The music really gives off a lot of hype, as you would want from this track. And it's, it's sort of an okay remix. I don't think, this is one of the tracks where I would say, I don't think it's better than the original, but it's not worse than the original. It's sort of another take on the original track of music. I think the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track is a little sillier. This one sounds like it's a little sillier, which fits the character. It really fits Waluigi being a little bit more strange and awkward and silly. So yeah, Waluigi Stadium from Double Dash is a 4 out of 5 star. It's really good. And last but not least, we have yet another one of the real-life city tracks, Singapore Speedway. Now, I know you might be expecting me to not like this one, but I would give this a 3 out of 5 star rating. I think this might, I'd have to go back and look. This might be the best real-life city location track in the game so far. They've added a lot of them. This might be the best one. So, I really like the neon color scheme. There's a lot of neon lights, neon use, like a lot of neon colors used in its design. I think that's very cool. I don't know, I'm just a sucker for neon. It's a nice look, especially in like a racetrack in Mario Kart. I think, you know what's really weird? This has genuinely interesting architecture. Usually when I play these city tracks, I don't really care. But this one I've started to think like, wait, does Singapore actually look like this? Because this is amazing. I really like how it's got... It has like a traditional vibe, because they've got an area of this track where it's like, you can clearly tell it's old school traditional culture, but then it also has futuristic stuff in it as well. So it's like the best of both worlds, and there's a lot of weird things to see. Like, what are these weird metal looking tree things? You've got little buildings down below that look like Spaceship Earth or something. It's really cool. The statue, like the fountain statue, I know that because it's in Animal Crossing. That's how I know anything about history or other countries. It's all just through whatever Gulliver gives me in Animal Crossing. But I like that. There's a lot of stuff going on in this track, and it's really actually made me think about Singapore. Like, this city that we're racing in, if it's accurate to what Singapore is like, holy cow, it makes every American city look like crap. And it's kind of made me think like, America's cities suck. They're dirty, they're run down, they're crime-ridden. Nothing about them feels futuristic. They just suck. We need to start electing some better people to run our cities, because Singapore, I mean, my God, like I said, they have their traditional, they haven't lost their roots, but then they have all this futuristic stuff. Yeah, like I said, it makes me realize how antiquated American cities are. Holy crap, we need to start working a little harder. The music in this is a 3 out of 5. I think I mentioned that, stars. But the music in Singapore Speedway, it has like a Eurobeat sound to it. It's got like a dance club vibe going on. I don't like that. I don't really care for it. I feel like it doesn't really necessarily have a distinct personality. I can understand why some people might like this music track. I am not one of them. I respect your choice. Hopefully you will respect mine. It just doesn't sound like I need, for me, when it comes to music, what I like is when I can, you know, I want that. I want the iconic beat. I want to be able to grab onto something and say, that is, you know, but this doesn't have that. This just seems like, it's just kind of like all over the place. It's loud and it's fast. And it's too loud and it's too fast. So that is my review of the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Wave 4 Booster Pack. I don't know why I didn't do it for Wave 3. I probably should have, but hopefully you've enjoyed listening to me ramble about these tracks. Also, Birdo was added, which is really cool. Always welcome. I love that Birdo has a bunch of different colors. The best Birdo is the refreshing Sprite Birdo. The lemon lime Birdo, that's Sprite Birdo. That looks delicious. I'd take Birdo, rip the bow off, drill a little hole in Birdo's skull, and drink Birdo, because I bet she would taste like lemon lime. I need to go to prison. Okay, guys, let me know. What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite tracks? Overall, I will say, my biggest complaint about this pack of DLC, too many real-world city tracks from Tour. I don't like them. I did give the Singapore one, a 3 out of 5 stars, but there are 3 of the real-world city tracks in this wave. That is too many. My God. Hopefully next time we get like 1, if that. So yeah, I just don't generally like those. I'd rather have Mario-themed tracks. So overall, I would give this wave out of 5 stars. I would give it a 3.5 stars out of 5 stars. It would be a 4-star, but the city courses really hold it down. Everything that isn't a city course is really good in this. Really pretty good. The Yoshis Island track, oh my God. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate it. I will talk to you real soon. Happy Mario Day. Unless you're watching this on on March 11th, in which case it's not Mario Day anymore. Or maybe you're watching this on Mario Day 2024. I have to stop thinking of the future. I need to live in the here and now. I gotta go.